Buckle up, folks, because tonight we're diving headfirst into a legal saga so bizarre, so outlandish, that even our crack team of comedy writers couldn't have dreamt it up. Imagine a courtroom drama that defies all logic and reason, a tale so twisted and surreal that it feels like it was plucked straight out of a fever dream. This is the kind of story that makes you question reality itself, and wonder if the universe is playing some kind of elaborate prank on us. Well, actually we did. Our team of writers, known for their wild imaginations and knack for the absurd, couldn't resist the temptation to concoct a story that pushes the boundaries of believability. We sat around a table, tossing around ideas, each one more outrageous than the last, until we landed on this gem. A story so out there it had to be told. Because this story, my friends, is completely fictional, but don't let that fool you into thinking it's any less captivating. Fiction has a way of revealing truths that reality often obscures. It allows us to explore the impossible, to venture into realms where the laws of nature and society are bent and twisted into unrecognizable shapes. And in this case, it gives us a front-row seat to a courtroom drama unlike any other. But that doesn't make it any less entertaining now, does it? In fact, the sheer absurdity of it all only adds to the charm. It's a story that will have you laughing, gasping, and shaking your head in disbelief. It's a roller coaster ride of emotions, with twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. So sit back, relax, and let us take you on a journey into the bizarre and the fantastical. Imagine this: L. Ron Hubbard, the man who brought us Scientology, the man who believed we're all spiritual beings called thetans trapped in a meat prison called a body. Well, he's back. Yes, you heard that right. The founder of one of the most controversial and enigmatic religions of the 20th century has made a grand reappearance. And not in the way you might expect. This isn't some run-of-the-mill ghost story or a tale of spiritual enlightenment. No, this is something far more peculiar. And no, not in the way that Elvis is supposedly back, slinging burgers and belting out Hound Dog in some neon-lit Vegas diner. This isn't about a celebrity impersonator or a look-alike making a quick buck. This is about something far more extraordinary. It's about a man who, against all odds and logic, has found a way to defy the ultimate finality of death itself. A man who has returned to the land of the living not as a ghost or a memory, but as a living, breathing entity. This time, L. Ron's back in the legal system, reincarnated, some might say. And he's not here for a casual visit. He's embroiled in a legal battle that has the potential to shake the very foundations of our understanding of life and death. It's a case that has lawyers scratching their heads, judges questioning their sanity, and the public riveted to their screens. It's a spectacle that combines the drama of a courtroom with the mystique of the supernatural. And not just anywhere, folks, but in the heart of the Bible Belt, Tennessee. A place known for its deep-rooted religious beliefs and conservative values. A place where the idea of reincarnation is as foreign as a snowstorm in July. Yet, here we are, witnessing a legal showdown that defies all conventions and expectations. It's a clash of ideologies, a battle between the old and the new, the traditional and the unconventional. Now, we all know that death has a nasty habit of putting a damper on things, especially legal battles. It's the ultimate conversation stopper, the final curtain call. But what if, just what if, there was a way to sidestep this inconvenient truth? What if there was a loophole in the legal system so vast, so mind-boggling, that it could accommodate a soul bouncing back into the courtroom? A loophole that challenges our very understanding of life, death, and justice. But what if, just what if, there was a legal loophole big enough to accommodate a soul bouncing back into the courtroom? A loophole that allows the dead to rise not as mere specters but as active participants in the legal process. It's a concept so outlandish, so far-fetched, that it borders on the absurd. Yet in this fictional tale, it's a reality. A reality that forces us to reconsider everything we thought we knew about the law and the afterlife. What if the founder of Scientology decided to grace us with his spectral presence once more, this time tangled in a legal tussle that would make even the most jaded lawyer raise an eyebrow? A tussle that pits the living against the dead, the rational against the irrational, the possible against the impossible. It's a story that challenges our perceptions, tickles our imaginations, and leaves us pondering the mysteries of existence. So, join us as we delve into this fantastical courtroom drama, where the lines between reality and fiction blur, and anything is possible. Before we get to the good stuff, the fictional legal battle royale, let's take a quick trip down memory lane, shall we? Imagine a time when the world was on the brink of monumental change. The 1950s were a period of post-war optimism, technological advancements, and cultural shifts. Television was becoming a household staple, bringing families together in their living rooms to watch the latest shows. The ticking of the clock symbolized not just the passage of time, but the dawn of a new era. Picture this, 1950s America. The Cold War is brewing, poodle skirts are all the rage, and a pulp science fiction writer named L. Ron Hubbard has a eureka moment. The streets are bustling with people in their fashionable attire, embodying the spirit of the times. Amidst this backdrop, Hubbard, a prolific writer with a flair for the dramatic, is hard at work at his desk. His mind is a whirlwind of ideas, blending the realms of science fiction and reality. He decides to blend self-help, spirituality, and a dash of good old-fashioned science fiction to create Dianetics. This book wasn't just another addition to the self-help genre. It was a revolutionary concept that promised to change lives. The cover of Dianetics became iconic, symbolizing a new approach to understanding the human mind. People from all walks of life were drawn to its promises, eager to explore the depths of their consciousness. Dianetics, folks, was like the self-help book your weird aunt wouldn't stop raving about. It was everywhere in every household, and everyone had an opinion on it. The book sparked conversations and debates, with some people swearing by its methods and others dismissing it as just another fad. But one thing was certain: Dianetics had captured the imagination of the public. It promised to unlock the secrets of the human mind, erase past traumas, which Hubbard called engrams because even trauma needs a fancy name, and basically turn you into a mental Superman. Imagine being able to meditate and access parts of your brain you never knew existed, all while feeling like a superhero straight out of a comic book. The allure of such promises was irresistible to many. But Hubbard, bless his cotton socks, wasn't content with just writing the book. Oh no, he had bigger fish to fry, grander galaxies to explore. Thus, Scientology was born. Hubbard's vision extended far beyond the pages of a book. He saw an opportunity to create a movement, a new way of thinking that could transcend traditional boundaries. With his charismatic leadership, he began to gather followers who believed in his vision. No longer just a self-help system, it evolved into a full-blown religion, complete with its own cosmology, rituals, and of course a healthy dose of controversy. Scientology events drew large crowds and its buildings became landmarks. However, with its rise came scrutiny and legal battles. As the public and authorities questioned its practices and legitimacy, the courtroom sketches tell a story of a movement constantly defending its beliefs. Think of it as the ultimate cosmic upgrade, Dianetics 2.0, now with added extraterrestrials. The religion's cosmology included tales of ancient civilizations and intergalactic conflicts, adding a layer of mystique and intrigue. For many, it was a fascinating blend of science fiction and spirituality, offering answers to the mysteries of the universe. And so, the story of Scientology began, a tale of ambition, controversy, and the quest for understanding the human mind and beyond. Now, any good religion needs its rituals and practices, right? These rituals often serve as the backbone of the faith, providing structure and a sense of community for its followers. They can range from the simple to the elaborate, from the daily to the once-in-a-lifetime. And Scientology, my friends, doesn't disappoint. It has its own unique set of practices that are both intriguing and, to some, a bit mysterious. One of the most well-known practices in Scientology is something called auditing. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is auditing? Well, it's a bit like therapy, but with a twist. Instead of a therapist armed with a notepad and a sympathetic nod, you get an auditor and a device called an e-meter. Think of the e-meter as a cross between a lie detector test and your grandma's vintage radio. It's a fascinating piece of technology that measures electrical resistance in your skin. Scientologists believe this resistance is directly linked to your spiritual state. During an auditing session, the auditor asks a series of questions while the person being audited holds on to the e-meter. The device's needle moves in response to the person's answers, supposedly revealing hidden thoughts and emotions. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, getting to the core of one's true self. See those pesky engrams we talked about? They're like emotional cholesterol, clogging up your spiritual arteries. Engrams are believed to be negative experiences or traumas that have been stored in the subconscious mind, affecting one's behavior and well-being. Auditing helps you identify and blast away those engrams, leaving you feeling lighter, brighter, and ready to ascend to a higher spiritual plane. It's like a spiritual detox, cleansing the mind and soul of impurities. Of course, all this spiritual spring cleaning doesn't come cheap. Scientology services, including auditing sessions, come with a price tag. Scientology has a, shall we say, unique financial structure. It's often compared to a spiritual subscription service. The higher you climb the spiritual ladder, the more courses you take, the more auditing you do, the more it costs. Think of it as a spiritual subscription service. The higher you climb the spiritual ladder, the more courses you take, the more auditing you do, the more it costs. This financial commitment can be substantial, but many Scientologists believe it's a worthwhile investment in their spiritual well-being and personal growth. Now, it wouldn't be a proper religion without a healthy dose of controversy. And Scientology, my friends, has had more than its fair share of it. Over the years, it's locked horns with governments, tax authorities, and even its own former members. From accusations of brainwashing and fraud to questions about its tax-exempt status, Scientology has been embroiled in more legal battles than a season finale of Law and Order. They even have their own legal team, composed of highly dedicated and some might say, fiercely litigious members who are always ready to defend the church with the zeal of 1,000 suns. One particularly juicy legal showdown involved the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, who weren't exactly thrilled about the e-meter being marketed as a medical device. Then there was the time Scientology went head-to-head with the IRS over its tax-exempt status, a battle that, believe it or not, they actually won in the end. But hey, even religions need good lawyers, right? It's just the way of the world.